Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. I hope and pray that all of you are healthy and happy, wondrous and well. Right now the time is approximately 10:11 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Friday, October 2nd, 2020. Right now the moon is waning in Aries. As most of you know, last night was the night of the full moon in Aries, and as some of you already know, that October 2020 has two full moons. The first one was last night, a full moon in Aries, and the last full moon of October 2020 will be on Saturday, October 31st, which my fellow witches and pagans and magical practitioners call Samhain, but to the rest of the world is Halloween, and that will be a blue moon or full moon in Taurus. Very excited about that one. The last time we had a full moon on Samhain was 2001. So if you do not normally do anything for Samhain, because some of you witches do not normally do anything for Samhain, I'm one of them, so I know I'm not the only one. This is the time. Anyway, other fun fact, the moon will be waxing in Taurus as of tomorrow morning. But I digress. So I'm going to do the next video in this more than a walkthrough series about the Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck published by US Game Systems featuring a variety of wonderful LGBTQIA plus artists as well as straight allies. And I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of this gorgeous, gorgeous box. And clean edit. Thank you again for that recommendation. So I promise you the close-ups will be not too fast, not zoomed in or zoomed out too fast. This is the front of the box, which is depicting the Sun card, illustrated by Isabel Hayes. And as soon as I get the go-ahead from my awesome audiovisual person, I will show all of you the back of the box design. And we are a lot closer to completing the major arcana now, so I'm very excited about that. My promise to all of you was that by the conclusion of 2020, we would definitely be past the major arcana, and we would be at least one suit into the minor arcana. And I'm curious now, the first suit of the minor arcana is the swords. So it goes swords, then wands, then cups, and then pentacles. So my intention is that by the conclusion of 2020, the year of a solid balanced foundation, that we have at least gone halfway through to the swords cards. I would prefer to have completed the swords cards and be already jumping into the wands, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so let me have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the front cover of the guidebook. By the way, this is the Queen of Wands. This is the Queen of Swords. I've said it twice incorrectly. It is the Queen of Cups. I promise you, it is the Queen of Cups. She is the Queen of Cups. And it's funny because if I am not mistaken, all the Queen cards in the Pride Tarot are drag queens. So, and you know, no, this one has no beard. But definitely, I'm definitely getting that drag queen vibe. Yeah, so anyway, let me show you the card we're going to be focusing on tonight. It is the Death card. It is Death, illustrated by Matt Hughes. And I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person first do a close-up of the back of the card design, which I love. I love that it says love is love. I love that it... Huh? Flip it over? I'm not done talking about it yet. Is it still in close-up? Okay, thank you. So I love that it says love is love. I love the prismatic design on the words. I love the script in the background, which I will one day take a look to see what that says. And now I will show you the front of the Death card illustrated by Matt Hughes in the Pride Tarot collaborative deck. So And I might as well get it out of the way now. As some of you know, there are two artists who have been featured in the major arcana whose bios are not present. So rather than give myself a heart attack hoping that the artist, in this case Matt Hughes, is mentioned, I'm going to look for him now. I need to put on my eyes to do this. Okay, so that is there. He's here. Okay, good. And it's a little bit warm, so I'm going to turn on my fan. After all, I am Mr. Lighting in a Fan. Okay, so let me take a few moments and read to you what it reads about the Death card. And it reads Death by Matt Hughes. So I believe Mr. Hughes actually did write this. So the Death card is a symbol of the alchemy of change. Oh, I love that. Let me read that again. The Death card is a symbol of the alchemy of change. The embrace of inclusion, normalization, and representations for LGBTQ+ community is, in itself, a rebirth of a positive future for us all. Because of this idea, I chose to pay homage to one of the greatest gay artists of the 20th century, Joseph Christian Leyendecker. Although he was not openly gay, Leyendecker lived with his partner Charles Beach until his death in 1954. One of his most well-known cover illustrations for the Saturday Evening Post, Robert E. Lee on Traveler, was the inspiration for my depiction of the Death card. I presume Traveler is the horse's name. Oh, like the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Yet another tarot card that has a biblical reference. Fascinating. Okay, I felt it a fitting display of change to reference a symbol of bigotry and otherness represented as Robert E. Lee and transform it into an image of profound change, inclusion, and oneness. Death, holding the LGBTQ+ flag, symbolizes a charge for victory. I reversed the position of the figures from facing left to the right to indicate the difficulties the community has faced throughout the years. Beautiful. Beautiful. I did not even know that that was Robert E. Lee. Makes sense. I love Mr. Hughes's philosophy behind this card. I love this. An accomplished writer, artist, and designer, Matt's work has been shown in galleries throughout the world and is featured in numerous publications. In 2007, Matt was honored with Best in Show Award at Dragon Con Convention and took the role of art show judge the following year. Ingeniously blending the romantic aesthetic beauty of Art Nouveau with the dark concepts of Gothic art, painter Matt Hughes is best known for giving rise to Gothic Art Nouveau, a new art movement that's redefining the relationship between viewer and subject. Matt has published 2 books of artwork and is the creator of the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot Deck, published by US Game Systems Incorporated. For the record, that tarot deck has been on my to-buy list for a while. I'm not much of an Art Nouveau person, but the High Priestess card in the Art Nouveau, in the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck is exquisite, and I resonated with her very deeply. Matt currently resides in Atlanta, Georgia with his wife and muse. Look at that. Website and Instagram account information will be included in the description box for this video. And, like a lot of people who read tarot, especially who read tarot professionally, the Death card has never represented that somebody's going to die. It never has represented that for me. What I have found, especially given the Death card's astrological alignment with the sun sign Scorpio, is that the Death card is about transformation, and sometimes it's about life-altering transformation. From the very beginning, actually not even the very beginning, but even as far back as late October, early November of 2019, I began feeling this overall sense of transformation as one of the recurring themes of 2020. Now, I must admit, I do recall that when I did something which I almost never do, and that is do a reading for the new calendar year, I do remember the death card was present. And it is interesting that there have been a lot of deaths on planet Earth and in the United States, especially because of COVID-19. And it is interesting how all of us have needed to alter and transform how we live our lives, how we live our lives personally, how we live our lives professionally, what is really important to us, what is no longer important to us, what no longer serves our needs, etc., etc., etc. Couple that with the great goddess telling me that 2020 is the year of a solid, balanced foundation, we're looking at how we are needing to create more balance and harmony in all the areas of our lives, and especially with regards to our complete and overall health and well-being. I could say more about that, but I do want to keep this video as close to being under 15 minutes as possible. But with that, YouTube, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. I hope and pray that all of you are healthy and well. I would love to hear your insights into the death card in whichever tarot deck you use the most. I would love to hear from those of you who have the Pride Tarot deck, who do not yet have the Pride Tarot deck, if you've used it for readings. I will not be using my copy of the Pride Tarot for readings until I finish this More Than a Walkthrough series, however long that takes. But I wish all of you many blessings of love and light, prosperity and peace. I want to thank you in advance for all the likes, all the shares, all the comments. You know I love my comments, and all the subscriptions. And of course, thank you to all of you who have already scheduled sessions with me in 2020. And for those of you who have yet to do the deep dive and schedule a session with yours truly, please keep in mind that September through the following February is the most abundantly full time period for my professional psychic practice. So I do recommend that if you are being strongly divinely guided to avail yourselves of my psychic services, book your reading now. Have a good night, many blessings, and stay tuned for the next video.